What's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk macros. Over the years, if there's one question I have received more than any other question, be it in email or via DMs, it's people asking me, how do I calculate macros? So when we're talking macros, what are we talking about? We're talking macronutrients, right? Macronutrients in contrast to micronutrients. Macro meaning large, large nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, in contrast to micronutrients, right? Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. Macronutrients are how we derive calories. Micronutrients don't have calories. Of course, micronutrients, very important in their own regard, but macros, when it comes to calories, it's kind of a key consideration, right? When we're trying to decide how to accomplish our goals. So when you're trying to gain size, you need an excess of calories. When you're trying to lose weight, decrease calories. But I can guarantee if you're somebody who's watching this video, you're not really interested in just gaining weight or losing weight, right? A lot of this is about composition, right? You're maybe trying to gain muscle, lose body fat. So if you're going to do that, it's not just a matter of calories in versus calories out. If you were trying to just gain weight or lose weight, yes, it would be that simple. But I'm sure your aspirations are far beyond that. So I'm going to show you how to calculate your macros in the simplest, most effective way possible. Now, this is a method I've used over the years. I happen to be somebody who I approach diet very, very simply. So for me, a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio of carbs, proteins, fats, meaning I'm getting the same number of calories from each macronutrient, is the way that I've approached things pretty much my entire career. When it would come time for a pre-contest approach, when I'm trying to fine-tune things and get in, show shape and compete with the best in the world, sure, maybe I would cycle carbs and cycle fats, but for all intents and purposes, what I'm about to show you carried me through 90+% of my career. And it's so simple. You need 4 things. You need a calculator, a pen, a pad, and you need to know your body weight. So watch this. You got your stopwatches ready, watching the seconds hand on the clock. Here we go. Done. I don't know what that was pretty fast. That had to be 10 seconds or less. What did I just do? Okay. Take my body weight. So I happen to be 270 pounds. And the easiest way to do this is to work off of protein requirement. So we pretty much all accept that protein intake for somebody who's active in weight training is going to be between 1 gram to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So I like to just split it down the middle. Let's just call it 1.25 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for somebody like myself who's 270 pounds times 1.25, I come up with a figure of 338 grams of protein per day. Now that, as we know, protein has 4 calories per gram. It's 1,352 calories from protein. Now, because I believe in getting the same number of calories from each macro, and carbs have the same number of calories per gram as protein, well, I'm just going to get the same amount from carbohydrates. So that would also be 338 grams of carbs per day. And again, 1,352 calories. Now, when it comes to fats, because they have 9 calories per gram, I'm going to take that 1,352, divide it by 9. I'm going to get a figure of 150 grams. So for me, 338 grams of carbs, 338 grams of protein, 150 grams of fat, 1,352 calories from each macronutrient times 3 gives me a total calorie count of 4,056. Now, I'd be willing to bet if you refer to any online calorie calculator, that's appropriate for athletes, keep in mind, right? Because that's very different than what would be applicable to a regular person. And you plug in your weight, your height, your activity level, you'd probably get a number for calories that's very, very close to what I just gave you. And because we're working off of the protein requirement, we know that that figure is accurate. Now, if you happen to be somebody where you say, well, I don't do so well on a high amount of fats, you could decrease the fats and increase the carbs, or vice versa. A lot of people say, well, I feel better. I have more energy and I feel more steady when I'm consuming more fat and less carbs. Feel free to do that. But working off of the protein figure, okay, and if you start with a 1-to-1-to-1 calorie ratio, be willing to bet it takes you pretty far. Right? It's what I've been using my entire career. And like I said, unless I'm pre-contest and trying to compete with the best in the world, that's what I do. So chances are you can get pretty far that way. Hope you found this useful. And as always, thanks for watching. I'm Evan Centopani for Animal. I'll see you guys soon.